The 10 most amazing magic tricks. In plain sight, the dove becomes a beautiful woman. One flick, the playing cards passed through the glass with ease. And the first man, less than a second, right in front of the audience, disappeared without a trace. This issue's curious compass. Let's go and admire these gods together. Strange magic. Click to subscribe. Let's go. The 10th pigeon becomes a beautiful woman. I want to see beautiful women. Just use pigeons to change. This is not a dream. It's what a magician shows us. The magician on stage lights a feather. Flash of fire, but turned into a dove. And the magician moves his hands. One became two. And then we do the same thing again. Another birdcage from the living. And then pasting and copying. Became two. Even the birds in the cage are exactly the same. But then comes the real drama. The magician actually emerged from the covered birdcage, turned into a beautiful woman. And the whole show is less than 2 minutes. The main one is dizzying. Dazzled. How did he manage to grow something from nothing? What about the magic show? In fact, the previous one started from nothing. They all use the same technique, under the cover of glitter paper. Quickly from the back or sleeve. Take out the dove and bird cage. It's a hand speed. It's just that the bird cage can be retractable. And the bird in the cage is also fake. If you look closely, you will find the bird in the cage is motionless. Of course, beautiful women are not magic. In fact, the cage is also a prop. It has 2 compartments. In the front is a cage that is visible to the naked eye. The back is where beautiful women hide. The magician only needs to fold the cage. Beautiful women appear naturally. Anyone who comes to see this effect has to praise it. The dove becomes a beautiful woman. At least it's covered under a piece of cloth. This magic is even more exaggerated. Without any occlusion, a magic cube instantly turned into a handful of candy. 9th place magic cube instantly turns into chocolate. A handful of colorful candies. It actually allowed the magician to win the Asian Championship in one fell swoop. How did he manage it? On the stage of Asia's Got Talent 2019. The magic ship from Taiwan. Just watch. The crowd brought such an incredible performance. From start to finish, he only has a bowl of chocolate candy in his hands. The show begins. He grabbed a handful of candy and slowly sprinkled it in the falling candy. But with the air conditioner comes out a small magic cube. After slowing down the video several times, you can find his little movements. As for the second magic cube that appeared out of nowhere, hidden in the dark compartment on the table in advance. The moment the candy falls, the trigger mechanism. Magic cube naturally pops up. And something even more miraculous disappears out of thin air. It's actually quite simple. Magic cubes are hollow. It spreads out the moment it hits the table. Why can't you see? It is because the interior is pure black light-absorbing material. On the same color desktop, vanished without a trace. 8th place playing card through the window. On the street, the magician pulls out a deck of ordinary playing cards. Let the audience take one at will and show it to the camera. Then the audience turned the playing card, plug it back into the whole deck, and then the magician takes the whole plate. Shoot it through the window in front of you. All the cards fall to the ground, but only one card stuck to the glass. Everyone was stunned. This is the card that the audience has chosen at random. And it's not on the outside of the glass. but through the glass. How is it? Does it feel amazing? So, how do magicians do it? This magic, in fact, it is not as powerful as everyone thinks. There's a key to this trick. The audience has their backs to the windows at all times, except for the magician. The photographer and an audience apart. In fact, there is also an assistant who never shows up. He's hiding in the window. When the audience shows the playing cards to the camera, the assistant already knew the answer. So he quickly removed himself from his playing cards, find that playing card, and apply magic wax. And then the moment the magician throws the card, glue the cards in your hand to the glass. Therefore, the jaw-dropping trick is complete. 7th floating table. Suspension is an important branch of magic. It has always been a very impressive viewing experience. Relish on people. Let's experience this mysterious atmosphere. The magician holds Fang Jin's feet. The table slowly rose. Then it's like floating in the air. Suddenly move forward, suddenly step back. It feels like you're not tugging at the tablecloth. He will fly away. There's no sign of bankruptcy. What's even more surprising is that then the magician took another large square. Cover the table. After a few seconds, the table actually disappeared out of thin air. Can you guess how he did it? In fact, the key to this magic trick, it's on this ordinary table. This looks like a normal table. It is made of special materials, very lightweight. Of course, no matter how light it is impossible to float up. Therefore, the magician used a second tool, wire. On the side of the table near the magician, there is a hard wire hooked on the table. The magician covered it with a tablecloth. The audience can't see it. The magician grasps the wire with his left or right hand. Make the table float off the ground. As for how the table disappeared, very simple too, because it can be folded. If you look closely, you will find the magician flipped the switch in advance. The table will suddenly disappear. The 6th place egg into the wine bottle. Don't blink. An egg. It actually crossed into a beer bottle in an instant. How is this possible? The beer bottle is a genuine beer bottle. Neither spoke, no holes, and the bottle mouth is much smaller than the egg. It's impossible to stuff it in. But under completely impossible circumstances, the magician did it. Is he a fairy? Can't go through the wall. Actually, you don't need a spell as advanced as wall penetration. A prop is easy to do. Eggs are the key to the whole magic. This egg is a magic sponge egg. Ultimate compression possible. This solves the problem of entering through the bottle mouth. But we clearly saw that the eggs entered from the bottom of the bottle. How do you explain that? Well explained. Cut an opening in the sponge egg in advance. Stuff in a magnet. After re-entering the bottle, another magnet in the palm of your hand. You can fix it where the palm covers. As for the performance of crossing from the bottom, it's just a trick of the magician. That egg has long been unnoticed. Thrown aside. How did it go? Isn't that super easy? 5th place human suspension. If someone told you he could fly, would you believe it? The following brother proved himself in front of everyone. I saw his feet together, back to the steps, and then something incredible happened. Both of his feet are in the air at the same time. Then I landed lightly on the steps. Isn't that crazy? How on earth did he manage to do it? You may not believe it. The reason why he can fly, all by a pair of pants. First, Lizzie tells us, no one can really fly. Everything is just a deception. But this method of the little brother is really surprising. All you need is a pair of fat pants. The reason why it needs to be fat, we'll preach later. You cut a trouser leg out of it. Remember to keep the trouser leg part. This is crucial. Then one leg goes through this opening. Step on the steps, so you can't see the leg from the front. It also creates a fake with both legs standing on the ground. Elephant, and the reason why he chose fat pants. Just to hide this design. To confuse the audience even more, be sure to tie the two shoes together with a rubber band. Otherwise, once it lifts off, the shoes can fall off and wear help. Of course, in order to appear more realistic, it's better to stuff some cotton or clothes in your trousers, so it looks like a pin leg. But to perform this magic trick well, there's another key point. It's just better leg strength. Lift slowly when pedaling, so that you can feel fluttering. The fourth person detonates the balloon in the air, holding a balloon, without any touch. The balloon suddenly burst. The magician claims to be popping the balloon with his mind. Report whenever you want. Do you believe it? In fact, the key to this magic trick is to be in hand, smeared with a kind of divine water orange juice. Yes, you heard that right. It's the grease on the orange peel. Just stick it on, bouncing into the balloon from a distance. The balloon will explode. It's so amazing. So why are citrus fruits the enemy of balloons? The key lies in the branch where the peel is squeezed out. These oils, it's a vegetable aromatic oil. And this aromatic oil can dissolve rubber. The skin of the balloon blown up is thin and big. It will dissolve quickly when splashed with orange peel juice. The pressure of the balloon is destroyed, and it exploded. See here, are you ready to move? Are you ready to do something yourself? Don't be in a hurry to succeed once. A few tips to keep in mind. First of all, the choice of peel is very important, because it only keeps bending without breaking, to squeeze out more volatile oil. So thick and non-breakable orange peel. That's a wonderful choice. Secondly, the choice of balloon is also very important. It is better to choose small balloons, because this balloon membrane is relatively thin, will pop more easily than a balloon in the back membrane. Third, place fire in the water. As the saying goes, fire and water are incompatible. Making fire from water seems like a fantasy. However, the magician told us, it's not impossible. I saw the magician fill the basin with mineral water. Take out another piece of paper. Then I wrote the word fire on the paper, and he took the opportunity to say, this fire character made the whole paper restless. Then slowly bring the paper closer to the water. The next second, the paper actually ignited. In order to prove that he really has boundless mana, the magician brought another box of matches. Light one of them and blow it out. And here's the magic. It was the burning match. After touching the water, it was also ignited. I watched the magic of water making fire. Are you amazed? In fact, you can also do this magic trick. All you need is a bottle of 95% leave-in-hand alcohol. can be successfully copied. Take a little bit of alcohol and pour it on the water. Due to its lighter weight, will float on water. Then light this pool of alcohol. Because the alcohol flame turns light blue, so it's not easy to find. The rest is easy. Just touch. Combustibles are naturally ignited. You can even get creative. Ignite more items. Make magic seem even more mysterious. Second place magic balloon. It's incredible. You can also control the size of the balloon across space. How on earth is that possible? In fact, here, I just used some elementary school students' knowledge of physics. Before the answer is revealed, let's restore this magic first. First, prepare a plastic bottle. Then use a nail to make a small hole in the bottom of the bottle. After that, put the balloon into the bottle and put it on the mouth of the bottle. Then inflate the balloon. Press your finger on the small hole in the bottom of the bottle. Next is the time to test your acting skills. Exaggerated expressions and movements make the audience think you are really controlling from the air. It's really about the finger movement through the hole. With the opening and closing of the fingers, balloons can slowly get smaller. The principle is simple. That's atmospheric pressure. After the balloon expands, the pressure inside and outside the bottle is exactly the same. Just press your finger on the small hole. Don't let outside air into the bottle. This balance will not be upset. And when the finger loosens the small hole, outside air enters the bottle. The air pressure in the bottle increases. We'll squeeze the air out of the balloon. The balloon naturally shrinks. Have you learned this magic? Hurry up and show off in front of your friends. If we were to control a balloon, if it's just a little trick, then this next one is definitely super magic. After all, it disappeared out of thin air before the eyes of the audience. Not everyone can perform. The first man to disappear out of thin air. Amazing magic often requires only simple scenes. And this trick chose the junkyard. Although the environment is not good, but it doesn't affect his shocking effect. It is said that once the video is uploaded, reach the last playback, the magician starts on the stage, hands locked with ropes, and there was an audience all around. Then the assistant lifts the step to cover the magician, and then it didn't just fall off. Less than a second before and after, the magician just disappeared. That's so amazing. In fact, look carefully. You will find that there are many doubts about this magic trick. The first doubt: why is there always a person standing behind the camera? Not moving at all? Is it on-site security? The second doubt: the lens is not one shot to the end. The shadow of the magician and the audience is not the same. Into the same, especially the shadow of the person behind. Almost flipped. It stands to reason that such a short magic trick should not change. So when the camera is switched, so what's going on? It's very simple in the process of camera switching. There is a mirror under the table. We all thought we saw. It's always been the leg of the person behind, actually the front. There is an identical dummy and trash can. Reflection through the mirror. To maintain the integrity of the entire scene. This is also why the shadow, the reason for the large difference in the position of the child before and after. As for the disappearing magician, nature is hidden behind the mirror. Do you understand now? After watching the above video, are you impatient? I want to show my friends. So, do you know any other amazing tricks? Welcome to the comment area to leave a message for interaction. If you like this video, You can subscribe to the next issue of Hidden Curiosity Compass. It will also bring you more excitement.